We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous...
Okay, hold on. Here come the bully. I'm such a meanie, I just do what I feel. Do you feel me? Welcome, all you beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, the old white suburbanite Chizzek-Juan himself. And I'm in the house. Literally, in the house. In my house. Thank you for joining me. I'm here to react to the latest, greatest from the most controversial rapper out there today. All independent, Mr. Tom MacDonald, Mr. Super Corny, super political, super famous, super hated, super loved. Because he's got a loyal fan base. People who are fans of Tom MacDonald, these are some passionate, loyal people, as I am slowly but surely finding out. Anyway, we're about to jump into this brand new video of his, brand new track called Brainwashed. I know next to nothing about it, outside of what I can see on this beginning frame, and outside of what I saw in a thumbnail. And I'm piecing two and two together, right? I mean, it's him pushing up against the TV screen, and the other one, the thumbnail was him like trying to get out of a TV or something like that. So we got Brainwashed, we have TV screens. He's mentioned in previous tracks how the screens we hold are the things that are warping our minds and keeping us sedated, etc. So that's what I'm getting out of it. I think we're going to be talking about information, maybe misinformation through media, maybe just mainstream media, shitting on mainstream media, maybe shitting on social media, maybe all of it, maybe just talking about the state of digital communication that we're living in, where there's no such thing as truth anymore. We're in this post-truth society. We're basically experiencing growing pains as we try to get our footing in this new paradigm where we're just a giant hive brain. Well, now I'm putting my own thoughts into it, but like, I mean, he could be going anywhere into any of that. Or he could be all about conspiracy theories, right? He's never been overtly conspiratorial. He has made some statements where you have the nebulous they mentioned without him saying who they are, right? So, but I gave him a pass on those, right? He wasn't making very clear statements such as they are microchipping your children with the vaccine or some shit like that, right? I mean, he for the most part, he strikes me as a real common sense dude. So we'll find out if I'm right or if I'm way off base. We'll find out if he's way off base and way off in left field with this track. Let's just jump into it. Let's see what we can find out.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics.
Okay, that's how you start. That's a good way to start. That's a bar. What'd he say? Half the country asleep, but they claim they're woke. They scream woke. Something about vaccines. Don't be an anti-vaxxer, man. Don't be an anti-vaxxer. Let's find out what he's saying.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows. Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most?
Okay. He's not making statements about that. He's just saying like the content that we're getting through the screens. There it is. Look at TV's behind him. So okay, it's going to be about media. He might get into conspiratorial shit. I don't know. I'm only 2 bars in, but it's always good to pause and take in the fact that they build all their sets, right? So here what we have is old school CRT TVs. Them bitches are heavy as shit too, if you ever have to carry them. I'm old enough to remember. as I'm sure most people are. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but it was long enough ago to be like, where'd you find those? You can't find these in stores. Where'd you go to find these TVs? Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's move on. Oh, nice. Eyeballs looking at you through the screen. I see the VHS there.
Politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous...
Okay, hold on.
We dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young.
Yeah, okay, one day we only have one holiday, only one day to commemorate the death of soldiers who died for the country.
But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month.
Oh, that's gonna piss off so many people. Oh my god. Is he transphobic? He's gotta be transphobic. Oh, that is so clever. Oh, why can't I write rhymes like this? Obviously, you can have sophisticated responses back saying, well, you know, people of different sexual orientations or different gender identities, LGBTQ plus minus carry the 4, what have you, they have been persecuted and oppressed for so long that we need to swing the pendulum drastically over to the other side, overcompensate. So you can have sophisticated arguments about it on the other side. But at the same time, like, if you're just an observer, going like, the fuck? How the fuck did this shit make sense? This doesn't make sense. That's a very clever line.
Most dangerous pandemics, propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths.
There it is. Sorry for pausing, but the only pandemic is propaganda from these clowns. Propaganda from the media. These clowns, again. It's a nebulous they, but I think it's pretty clear to say, in this case, these clowns is the media. The organizations that get paid to provide content. Because in this new paradigm of post-truth that we live in, truth is not the currency. Clicks are the currency. It's a race to the bottom. You're going to do absolutely everything you can to retain the viewers, the readers' attention. And it's a problem nobody knows how to get out of. I mean, all you got to do is just look at these the evolution of YouTube thumbnails. It matters. The click-through rate, how many people actually click on your video after seeing the thumbnail. That's what you call a click-through rate. That shit matters. And if you're a content creator and you're like, I want to get monetized, I want to make, like, the more people see my shit, the more money I make, right? You're going to be like, well, I need people to click on my video, so I'm going to try to catch their attention with my YouTube thumbnail. And next thing you know, you're in a race with everybody else in this market to try to make the most subliminally interesting or catchy thumbnail so people will click on it. Next thing you know, everyone's like doing all that shit in their thumbnails to try to catch people's attention. And I'm looking at these people like, y'all are clowns. And at the same time, you gotta do it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the clicks. So societally, we're in trouble. Like, we don't know how to get out of this. We don't know how to get out of this free fall, this vortex that we're in, where shit just gets worse and worse and worse.
But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to deform police, need to deform the media who lies through their teeth like...
A different way of saying defund, right? It sounded like deform, but he's saying defund. We don't need to defund the police. We need to defund the... What'd he say?
Pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mass that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth.
Defund the media who lies through their teeth. Here's the problem, though. The media is no longer a separate group of companies or a separate entity, due to the fact that we live in a panopticon where social media, the power of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, everybody is a member of the media. You, me, we're all the media. We are the problem. So he might still delineate. He might be like, look, no. It's not the people. We're talking about the New York Times. We're talking about the Wall Street Journal, Breitbart, CNN, Fox News. We're still talking about those formal corporate organizations. In truth, we're all in this together because we all contribute to the problem. But let me not derail his train of thought. Let's see where he's going with this, and if he stays on this message, or whether he's going to get all conspiratorial on me.
Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth. Like, Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want.
Oh, who has he been listening to, huh? He's been listening to some Ben Shapiro, been listening to some Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk. Who's he been listening to? Because, I mean, he's spitting some real controversial, eye-opening stuff. I mean, it's borderline conspiratorial, except he's not making a claim, he's only implying it. He's like, look, Big Pharma doesn't make money by curing you. And that shit is true, because Chris Rock was saying that shit in his stand-up specials back in the 90s. He's like, they're never going to cure AIDS. This is me biting Chris Rock right now. He said, they're never going to cure AIDS. The best they're going to do is they're going to teach you how to live with it so they can get money out of you. Because the longer you live with the condition, the more money the company makes, because you have to keep on getting their product being the medicine that keeps you alive and keeps you healthy. That's the implication, right? I love the way Chris Rock was talking about it. He's like, I can't come to work today. My AIDS is acting up. I'm not saying that the companies have a cure. I'm not getting conspiratorial and say Big Pharma, Pfizer, whoever, that they actually have a cure for something. And they're withholding the cure. Oh, there's a cure for cancer, but we're withholding it so that we can keep on making money. That shit's not true. That's not the way it works. But where is the incentive to find the cure? Well, that incentive is there for passionate people who want to cure it, but these are people who are getting grants, and they're getting grants usually from the government to do research, to do their peer-reviewed clinical trials, etc. The companies themselves are not taking 50% of their annual revenue and putting it into the cure for cancer. Because even though they have that money, and even though they could potentially do it, too much of that would spell dissolution of the company. It would go bankrupt because some other companies would win over and they would get the competitive advantage. So you don't have that shit happening. So there is a kernel of truth to what Tom is saying.
When big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want.
Let me shorten this part, right? Big oil. So he was talking about Big Pharma, now he's talking about big oil, right? That is the military-industrial complex. The argument that war is a business, and the ending of a war would mean that a lot of these companies, in this case, it'll be, I don't know who the big military contractors are, Raytheon and probably those kinds of corporations. Like, they're getting lucrative contracts from the government, and there's an incentive there, right? There's a financial incentive to keep the status quo. So he's spitting truths. He's spitting truths, at least half-truths, enough for a person to go like, okay, there's something there. I need to dig up and find out more.
Oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture.
That's you, buddy. You're an appropriator.
Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just...
You can't win. You can't win, right?
White man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist.
Oh, he's going all out. This is all political. This is all political. All right, let me put my thinking cap on.
Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
That's conspiratorial. Well, from my personal perspective, right? The government doesn't want people to fight against each other. I'm not buying that line. I was with him up until this line, but let's keep going.
The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. Us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep?
How did monkeys become people and people turn into sheep? What you saying, buddy?
Damn, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep.
Alright, Tom. Listen. Listen, Tom. Now you're getting conspiratorial. How did monkeys become people? Are you arguing against the theory of evolution? Are you saying that evolution is a lie? Because that's not it, dog. I hope that's not what you're trying to say. Because, first of all, quick evolutionary anthropology lesson for my viewers out there. You see, we didn't come from monkeys. Monkeys and people are evolutionary cousins. Just like you have cousins, just like I have cousins, I didn't come from my cousins. My cousins and I came from a common descendant, an ancestor. In our case, it would be grandpa and grandma, right? My cousins, my actual family cousins, and I share not parents, but the parents of the parents. That's the common ancestor, and that's why we came from them. All you got to do is take this division tree and scale it several hundreds of thousands of times, maybe several million times, to create millions of generations, and you will see that monkeys are evolutionary cousins of Homo sapiens. I mean, if he is saying what I think he's saying, he doesn't know the difference between primates and monkeys. So, primates are not monkeys. Monkeys have tails. You have old world monkeys, new world monkeys, and primates, that's where you get into your higher primates. So we are primates, humans. You also got you got the chimpanzees, you got the pygmy chimpanzees, which is the bonobos. You got your gorillas, and you got your gibbons, right? Those are your primates. And then all of the monkeys, they're even further distant from us than the primates are, and go even another 5-10 million years back beyond that. So closest living relative to humans is the chimpanzee. We split from chimpanzee somewhere around 6 million years ago, and we did not descend or evolve from chimpanzees. Chimpanzees and Homo sapiens are cousins, and we shared a common ancestor. It is extinct, but it was something that is proto-human and proto-chimpanzee. That's the way people should be thinking about it. So how did monkeys become people? Tom, you dropped the level on me. Motherfucker, we did this with the Scopes monkey trial back in like 1920 something. Right? Stop being stupid, Tom.
Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide.
Okay, but he's back to spitting shit.
Fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep.
They putting fluoride in the water? You guys know Vinny Paz? Right? He got that End of Days track where he gets super conspiratorial, right? I'm like, how does this motherfucker believe any of this shit? Then I found out that he doesn't actually believe it. He was just putting a song together that has a whole bunch of conspiracy theories. I'd love to think that Tom is saying things he doesn't personally believe. But just in the other track, he said, I gotta be true to myself, and I would feel like I'm lying to people if I don't say what I truly believe. So this is what he truly believes. And the thought that fluoride is in the water in order to keep the population docile, that's too conspiratorial for me.
Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner.
Alright, I'm feeling that though. I'm feeling how he switched it up. That shit was tight.
Tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles.
Alright, censoring the president is a bigger threat than foreign missiles. Foreign ballistic missiles. All right, so first we have a diss on Biden there, saying Biden's Biden's looking all medicated and shit, right? Now, this is a legitimate, unsolved problem. Kicking Trump off social media, right? The world is divided on that one. What was the right thing to do? There's simply no easy answer. Right now, Twitter and Facebook, what they're doing is they're just simply kicking the can further down the street. They're like, we got this problem, and we have to figure it out, but well, let's not deal with it right now. Let's just kick it down the line. And that's what happened with Trump when they held his file for review and decided that they're going to keep him off the platforms for a couple more years. And then his shit's going to come back up for review and they're going to make another decision. That's just kicking the can down the street. Because what you have is an intractable problem. Do you control free speech in what is supposed to be a country that prides itself on the First Amendment? Think what you will of Trump, whether you think he's a hero or you think he's a monster. You will have bad faith actors taking advantage of the gaps and the loopholes found in a new paradigm for their own benefit. Who's going to monitor the tech companies for getting that decision correct, right? Who's going to be the arbiter who's going to make the statement saying, they got it right this time, or oh no, they got it wrong this time. They actually put the wrong. They removed they removed the account of a person who was on the right side of history. It's an intractable problem. We don't know what the fuck to do. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me go back to Mr. Conspiracy here.
You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why?
Oh, he's going all right wing on this. This is all right wing now. You know, these are right wing talking points. The Second Amendment, right? That he's bringing up.
Would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun?
And it's a good point, right? Do you want to be in a situation where only the government and the military has firearms? And I shouldn't be using my review here to try to solve these problems or to give my own view on them, but let's find out how they do it in the UK. Let's find out how they do it in Japan, right? Their homicide rates are their gun deaths, I should say, are lower than your average U.S. city. And we're not talking about tiny countries either. We're talking about countries that have over 100 million people in them. This is another very difficult problem, but one that I see as not solvable from top down only. Like, the government is not going to significantly reduce gun violence by putting in strong legislation or not putting in any legislation. Like, whether the government puts its hands on it or the government goes fully hands off, that's not going to change it. The collective cultural zeitgeist has to change in a way where, as a society, we do not want to have an obsession with guns. Until that happens, we're not going to have numbers similar to that which other countries enjoy.
White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division.
To reinforce division. White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division.
Convinces white people that they're favored by their skin and
Convinces white people that they're favored by their
black
skin.
people getting angry because they're told they're treated different, so the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist.
Ah, so that's actually the chorus.
The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us because we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the street. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step 1. Train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, 'cause we're ready.
Yo. That is full tinfoil hat shit right there. Masterfully executed. That was masterfully executed. That was beautifully put, right? I mean, I just simply don't agree with it, right? Because it implies a cabal or a singular puppet master that is manipulating all the strings, and that's simply not how the world works. Oh man, what can I say, Tom? It was good while it lasted. It was good while, I mean, I still dig your shit, right? But I can't follow you down the path you're going.
Trying to brainwash us, but we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the street. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Yeah. So let me say this in conclusion. It's probably my longest video ever, but the problem is such that us humans, as pattern-seeking creatures, will notice intention in places, intention and planning in places where there isn't any. The rocks at the beach that get washed into very smooth ovals and circles and pebbles and flat stones, they don't get that shape because the water intends on doing it. It's just a causal consequence of getting beaten by waves through millennia. There's no intention there. It just happens. There's a lot of things that happen in the world, in society, that obviously are the consequences, the results of certain causal factors. Something made that happen, but that something doesn't necessarily imply that there was an intentional plan behind it with specific people. Tom is very good at pointing out hypocrisies, absurdities, and things that just aren't sitting right, or problems, real problems in such a way so that regardless on which side of the political divide you're on, right, screaming just your solution or screaming your worldview doesn't make sense. It's not complete. It's only half the picture, right? Usually he's bitching about the extreme left, right? But it works both ways. So those are, I think, great contributions. It's when he takes the entire pile of observations and puts them under the rubric of this is all the fault of these other people, that's when he loses me, despite the fact that we have governments, corporations, and very powerful institutions that are doing their darndest to keep their place so that they retain their power and their influence. But there's no such thing as an all-powerful puppet master or cabal that's controlling everything and pulling all the strings. So probably his most conspiratorial, definitely his most conspiratorial video, and I ain't necessarily feeling that, but I think that I am wholly in the minority. I think people are gonna eat this shit up. I think his fan base are going to eat this up like this is chum in the water. This is red meat for the fan base. They're gonna love it. And as far as a song goes, it's pretty formulaic in terms of structure. The part where he was going 1, 2, 3 all the way to 7 or 8 or whatever, that part was beautiful, and I love that bass lick, which he probably recorded himself, because I know he's trying to improve his guitar playing skills. As a song, it's a good song, but as a message, I wish he would have kept them all open questions. Should have kept that thing private, and he would have had me hooked a lot better. Anyway, world's longest video ever. For those who are watching, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Tap ta 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 tap ta ta tap ta 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 tap ta ta tap ta 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 tap ta ta tap ta 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 tap ta ta.
Chizzek-Juan.